The Incredibles is such an awesome movie, I just can't even. And so is Incredibles 2, I also just cannot even. I make theories, I analyze the most minute detail from a movie that doesn't matter just so that I can see if a hidden plot element can be extrapolated and then solved through logical analysis. It's fun. So I've done it to my favorite Pixar movie 6 times so far. I've made a video calculating their powers, I've made 3 of my best ever videos dissecting the backstory of the awesome villain Syndrome, and I've also deconstructed a bunch of Syndrome's possible plan with the government in these movies. Incredibles 2 also came out a while back, so I made a cool theory on it, which discussed the secrets of the movie's villain, but today I've found a lot of evidence for a long-held theory I've had about this movie's government, which was only further proven by Incredibles 2. So today, I shall finally share it with you all. Hello, I'm the Theorizer, and what am I going to look into today? What specifically? Well, the nitty-gritty details of the illegalization of superheroes is something to be theorized on. Rick Dicker is the lawyer who works with the National Supers Agency, and he helps all the supers with their legal trouble. In the second movie, he confirms that politicians are obsessed with squashing superheroes. I personally believe it's because they want to be seen as the most powerful people in the world. They don't want people with physical strength to trump their political abilities, and so the first and most crucial point of my theory is that I'd go so far as to say that some villains, such as maybe the Underminer or Bomb Voyage, are actually created by the government to try and eradicate superheroes. And again, as I've said in my Syndrome theories, the government didn't know a whole lot about Syndrome's true plans, but they still really did let most of it kind of just slide. These villains are built for supers to slip up. Crime is clearly at an all-time high without supers being legal, and it's obviously because of a failing government, intentionally or not. Rick Dicker is, or was, the lawyer representing the superheroes. He is the NSA's main legal representative, and he's erased the memories of many people who've discovered the identities of supers. Mr. Incredible has even explained how Rick erased the memories of tons of friends and apparently even family in the past. Also, I'm sure that whatever mysterious action forced the Incredibles to move at the very beginning of the first movie would have been erased from the minds of civilians as well. In regards to Rick and the government, something quite intriguing is Kari, yes, the babysitter. Rick Dicker found her, knew of her memories of Jack-Jack's attack on her, and he erased them. He probably found her because of the messages she left on the Incredibles' answering machine, but suspiciously enough, he never told the Incredible family what he was doing, as they never discovered at the time that Jack-Jack was also a super. So far we know that the government wanted supers illegal, probably aided a few supervillains to achieve this, and we know that Rick Dicker and the NSA don't say much about their work. So where am I going with this? Well, we're gonna see how far the government might have gone to eliminate supers, because the deeper you go, the more shocking and astonishing it becomes. Exhibit A, Mr. Incredible tackling the suicidal building jumper, causing the big main lawsuit that led to superheroes being illegal. If you've followed my thoughts up until this point, then you've got it. I think that this also could have been staged by politicians. Maybe not the initial jumping, I'm thinking more broadly. Political and governmental lawyers, politicians representing victims of almost anything suable relating to supers, including the monorail incident, and forcing the NSA to create, well, the relocation program that it did. Even Rick, in the second film, admits that politicians have been gunning for supers for years. My point in all of this is that politicians are staging villainy to catch supers off guard. They want them illegal. They want them suable. They want them to slip up. They want the NSA to be sued so the government will shut supers down. They want the power. Proof is everywhere. But this brings me straight on into the NSA, the National Supers Agency, the organization that Rick Dicker works for. The NSA is a government organization. The same American government that we just established is notorious for sabotaging superheroes. If this tie exists, and it does, could the NSA be a friendly disguise for an organization that is built to suppress superheroes into irrelevancy? I'm not joking. It's entirely possible and likely. A secret agenda only known by the leaders of the organization. Lowly lawyers like Rick know nothing. All they do is erase memories and relocate the people they swear to protect. Suppression of supers. A no-supers agency. A plan to relocate and rid supers from the limelight to rise politicians from the ashes of a criminal society so that they can swoop in, save the day, and put an end to the crime they've created. It's a lot like Syndrome's plan when you think about it. Everyone suffers from hero syndrome in these damn movies, and if you think this is deep, get a load of this shit. What's even more suspicious is that Frozone says to Helen and Bob that Winston was trained under Dicker? Hold the friggin' phone! Why do they so casually gloss over this little quote? This changes everything about the Devers. Remember my theory on Winston's possible part in creating the Screenslaver? This amplifies everything I said by 1,000. Winston worked with the NSA. This proves that Winston and, likely, Evelyn knew everything about the organization and worked with the government and knew about how to bring supers into the limelight because of it. This is so incredibly key. Okay. Okay, I'll take a pill to chill. I do hope you all know what this means. Not only does Winston know all about the NSA and how supers are built, all of it, but it also means that the NSA's benefactor was, most likely, none other than Daddy Dever. I'm finally close to solving the death I promised I'd solve back in June. I can feel it. Their tie to supers is deeper than ever. Daddy Dever aided the supers, paid money to help the organization, and it was likely his money behind the relocation program. They were made illegal just as he was shot, how non-coincidental by the way, but the NSA itself had already known all about the supers, as shown on the first movie's detailed bonus disc. Their knowledge was gained before the relocation program, not after. Winston Dever was then taken in by Rick Dicker after Daddy Dever's decease, and Winston learnt all. This must have made it so much easier for Evelyn and him to do what they did. In the second movie, the relocation program was shut down, but the NSA is still alive and ticking, applauding Evelyn as they staged the murder of her father. Criminals and burglars who were just as irritated by supers as the politicians were hired, and they shot him at the NSA's behest. It's the politicians' assassination. Death solved! Why are the criminals angry? Duh, heroes trying to foil their plans. But why are the politicians angry? They not only want to regain their power, but they're also angry because supers are taking money from them. As we hear in the first movie, it costs the government, I think, something like billions being sued by themselves. So what changed? What now allows supers to be legal? Well, TV, obviously. The Devers. People can see the process. The Incredibles 2 hinges upon this concept, but with Winston, it's all about the money. Winston wants to be known as the guy who brought back supers. I suppose it's better than Evelyn's goal, a goal intentionally instilled into her by the NSA. Only later, when she tried to kill the ambassadors, did she realize the government's impact on her. And that is my theory of the NSA's true intentions, on the politicians' true intentions, and on the true death of the Devers' father. All proven so intensely by the second movie. Boom, boom, bang! Short intro, short outro, and so, subscribe, click the bell, select all notifications, you'll be informed when I post more of this. Until that time comes, everyone, I'm the Theorizer.